sleep at 11:40. At 2:17, you wake up hot. You throw off the blanket, cool down, and finally drift off again. At 4:05, you're cold. The air conditioner has started cycling. The bedding is trapping heat. And tomorrow's most important decisions are being financed by fragmented sleep. Your hotel room is not neutral. It is either supporting recovery or taxing it.
Welcome to Nomad Life Success, episode 18. I'm Aria Reyes. Today, we're breaking down the data, systems, and biological protocols behind thermal sleep engineering, dissecting the exact adjustments needed to optimize your cognitive output and protect your physical infrastructure on the road.
And the mistake is usually simple. People set the thermostat to a colder number and assume the job is done.
Exactly. The target is not a cold room. The target is thermal stability, a gentle path that lets your core temperature decline, lets heat leave through the skin, and keeps you from waking to negotiate with the blanket every 90 minutes. Data doesn't care about your jet lag. Your operating system still has to make good decisions.
So what are we actually measuring? Because a founder landing in Singapore, Denver, or London cannot control every climate variable.
You do not need perfect control. You need enough information to identify the bottleneck. As evening approaches, the body normally moves heat from the core toward the skin and then into the environment. A warm room, heavy bedding, high humidity, a late meal, or intense exercise too close to bed can interfere with that transition.
I still question humidity as a routine travel metric. One more device can become one more reason not to follow the system.
That's a fair objection. I do not want you carrying a weather station forever. Use a compact thermometer hygrometer for 2 diagnostic nights when the room feels inexplicably different. If it changes your decision, keep the data. If it does not, remove the device. Measurement should reduce uncertainty, not create luggage.
Good. A diagnostic is different from permanent tracking.
For nights 1 and 2, record approximate room temperature and humidity, bedding layers, sleepwear, bedtime, wake time, late meal timing, caffeine timing, and whether the HVAC ran continuously or cycled. Then record sleep efficiency, total awake time, resting heart rate, and your wearable's HRV direction if it provides one.
Add 2 human metrics, morning alertness from 1 to 10, and afternoon focus during a defined work block. A wearable estimates sleep. It does not measure your executive output directly. If the score improves while your decisions get slower, the system has not worked.
And 2 baseline nights can be weak evidence if the first night follows a red eye.
Correct. Use 2 nights when arrival, schedule, and room conditions are reasonably comparable. If they are not, extend the baseline to 3 nights. The protocol is not a ritual. It is an experiment. Preserve comparability where you can, and mark the exceptions instead of pretending they did not happen. Once the baseline is clear, build the cooling gradient. Set the room slightly cooler than your daytime comfort zone, not to an extreme. Wear breathable sleepwear. Separate the bedding so you can remove one layer without fully waking. Position airflow to circulate around you rather than striking your face or chest.
Because some hotel vents offer either a direct blast or a silent sauna.
Exactly. If the HVAC cycles loudly, redirect the vent. Move the bed if the layout allows it. Close curtains against exterior heat and use bedding as your adjustable layer. Do not fight the machine all night. If noise is the main disruptor, record it as a separate variable rather than blaming temperature for everything.
That is the difference between a system and improvisation. The room changes, but the sequence stays familiar.
Right, and the room is only half the system.
The traveler may be keeping the system warm from the inside with a late meal, intense exercise, or a full bottle of water at midnight.
Precisely. When possible, give a large meal some distance from bedtime. Notice whether high-intensity exercise close to sleep leaves you warm and alert. A warm shower about an hour before bed helps some people by supporting changes in skin blood flow, but do not treat that timing as universal. Test your response.
And hydration needs context. Heat, altitude,
Exercise and medical advice matter more than a rigid cutoff.
Yes. Hydrate adequately earlier, then taper close to bedtime if that fits your needs. The goal is not dehydration. It is avoiding a preventable bathroom interruption. Reduce bright light and stimulating work as well. You need a repeatable signal that the executive workday is closing, even when the address changes. That is where a compact physical foundation helps. The Travel Sleep Kit at shop.nomadlifesuccess.com is built around the failure points we just covered. A small temperature and humidity monitor for diagnostics, breathable sleepwear, adjustable bedding or an eye covering, and an organized setup you can deploy in minutes. The value is consistency, not collecting gadgets.
And supplements are optional infrastructure, not the foundation itself.
Exactly. If you use supplements, verify the label, ingredients, serving size, and storage conditions. Review them with a qualified clinician if you take medication, have a medical condition, are pregnant, or have known sensitivities. Do not add a sleep product while changing temperature, caffeine, meal timing, and light exposure. That destroys your ability to learn what happened.
The classic operational mistake: changing the entire system and then calling the result data.
Run the 7-night test instead. Nights 1 and 2, or 3 if conditions were poor, are your baseline. On the next 3 nights, introduce only the thermal gradient, slightly cooler room, breathable sleepwear, adjustable bedding, and controlled airflow. Keep caffeine, meal timing, and light exposure as consistent as practical. On the final 2 nights, repeat the same setup. Compare sleep efficiency, awake time, awakenings, resting heart rate, HRV trend, morning alertness, and afternoon focus. Note noise, illness, alcohol, a late arrival, or an unusually demanding day. Those are not excuses. They are context.
Would you accept a 2-point improvement in sleep efficiency as success?
Not by itself. I want a pattern that combines continuity with function. If sleep efficiency rises but resting heart rate is elevated, morning alertness drops, or afternoon focus collapses, that is not a win. It may be noise, accumulated fatigue, or an intervention your body does not tolerate.
So the business metric is usable performance the next day, supported by recovery signals.
Yes, track trends, not the drama of one number. Wearables can misclassify sleep and wakefulness, especially during travel or illness. If you are shivering, uncomfortably cold, persistently congested, or repeatedly sleeping worse, back off. More cooling is not automatically better. Comfort and continuity are the target. If you have persistent insomnia, breathing concerns, a sustained decline in recovery, or questions about medication and supplements, stop experimenting and speak with a qualified medical professional. Do not change prescribed treatment based on a podcast protocol.
The trail is the truth, but here the trail is a documented 7-night record, not a feeling you reconstruct at lunch.
Start tonight. Measure the room, note your layers, record bedtime and meal timing, and rate your morning alertness. Then make one controlled adjustment. After 7 nights, keep what improves both recovery and cognitive output. Change one variable if the result is mixed, and remove anything that creates discomfort. Visit shop.nomadlifesuccess.com for the Organized Travel Sleep Foundation, then run the audit before your next trip. That is your high-performance blueprint for today. Remember, treat your biology like business infrastructure. If your physical stack fails, the business stops. Minimize the friction and stay optimized.